guys, welcome back to my channel. So your girl is back with another sit down video. I haven't done one of these in a while, so it feels a little weird to be talking right now because y'all are like, my uploads have been from a minute ago, and so like this is just like me actually recording in real daytime. Like today is July 14th and my goal is to upload this within this week, so this is like real time, you know, not from like 2 months ago how my last videos have been. But yes, you guys, I am back with a video, and in today's video we're going to be doing, or I'm going to be telling y'all about my sophomore year experience at college. I did this video last year. I did like a freshman year experience plus advice type of thing, and I feel like it's only right to do it again. I'm gonna just do it like every year of college because every year has been different. Every semester is different, but that's a story for a different day. I asked y'all some questions on Instagram, or send me some questions on Instagram as far as what topics I wanted me to touch on and like different things like that. So I kind of like compiled them all and put them on like a little note. I don't really want to go off my notes though. Like it's not like a guide, but I kind of want to just like speak from wherever my mind or my heart is taking me. So it's gonna be kind of like telling you guys my experience that I had at school this year, and then also giving y'all advice through like what I've learned from experiences that I went through. So grab your popcorn, get your little snack, get comfy, because this is gonna be a long one. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that right now. This year was crazy, y'all. Like it started off crazy, it ended really well actually, but this year this was my villain origin story. Like this was the year. So without further ado, we're gonna get right into the video. I don't want to ramble too much in the beginning because I tend to do that. We're gonna get right into the video. Like I said, I have a guide, but I'm gonna really just try to speak from wherever I feel like I should start from, and we're gonna go like that. So I want to kind of give y'all, we're gonna go through the first month of school. Like the first we're gonna go semester by semester. Second semester was probably hands down the best semester that I had, but first semester, when I first got to campus this year, it was crazy. Like I don't even know, it was crazy. I might have to do a separate video or like a separate story time about this particular person that I encountered when I got to school. I'm not gonna say any names because we don't do none of that. We're gonna keep it real non-federal over here, but she knows who she is, and that's all I'm gonna say. When I first got to school, I was itching to get back to school. I think like transitioning from being a freshman to being a sophomore was a big thing for me personally, and probably a lot of other people who were coming in as a sophomore this year, because when we started our freshman year, we were going through quarantine. We were going through the whole like COVID was really high and rising. It still is, like it hasn't gone away, but you know what I mean? It was like, it was in its prime. When I graduated high school, from when I graduated in 2020, I started my freshman year of college in 2020, and that whole time period was just really weird. And I feel like a lot of people can agree to that. It was a really weird time because like no one knew what we were doing, and it was weird. Like it wasn't like how other people get to experience their first year because of not like having a whole pandemic, you know what I mean? So that was that on its own. But coming into this new school year, I had really high hopes. I was really, you know, I hadn't had the best summer last year, so I was really looking forward to the school year. And right off the bat, like things were just, they were just spiraling left and right, and I don't know how that happened. So immediately when I got to school, like so basically how my school works, and if you guys are not new to my channel, I attend Kent State University. My major is fashion merchandising and my minor is public relations, just for like context purposes. But when I came into school this year, I didn't have any friends. I'm gonna just put it like that. I did not have any friends for real coming into this school year, to my sophomore year school year. I only had one friend, like one female friend that I really like hung out with a lot my freshman year, and we kind of stopped being friends towards the end of my freshman year. So yeah, we kind of stopped being friends, and she was like my main person. And this is one thing I want to iterate for those that are coming into college: do not just have one friend. Do not, and my mom told me this too, like when I was going to school, she's like, you know, Zari, don't get comfortable with your one friend and then you don't meet other people, because when y'all fall out, you ain't gonna have nobody. And she was right. Like moms are literally always right. She was my friend. She was my college best friend, and like we did everything together. We went to parties together. We did homework together. She slept in my room on many occasions, like sleepovers. Like we were just doing everything together. So you didn't see me without seeing her, like literally. But when we fell out, I didn't have any other friends, so it was just like, where do I go from here, you know what I mean? And I had some, like, I had a few people that I was cool with, but we weren't like nearly as close as me and this girl was. I'm not gonna really give her a name because it's not necessary, but just know she was the college bestie. We're gonna call her that, I guess. Y'all know, like, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I document a lot of my college experience. So if you see me with people or see me recording with people and then you see me like I don't post them anymore, then you can probably assume we're not friends anymore. So y'all can put together whatever y'all want for that. Life happens and things happen, and I was beating myself up about it for a point in time, but I realized like that that's just a part of life. Like the people that you come into college with, you're probably not going to be friends with when you graduate, and if you are, that is amazing, that is great. But you might have that one or two people who you might, you know, be the best of friends with, and then come junior year, y'all walk past you like y'all don't even know each other. Like that's just kind of what happens, and that happens probably in high school too. But I feel like college is where it really tests your friendships with people. So I didn't have any friends when I first came into this semester, or this my fall semester for my sophomore year, and there was a girl that had reached out to me through Instagram, that she had found me through YouTube. She was coming new to the school or whatever, and she basically wanted to be friends, and I was, you know, open, because I'm always open to meeting new people, especially given I didn't really have a lot of people that I was really like, you know, I had mutual friends, but I didn't have any like friends. Like I didn't have a friend group. I didn't have like my best friend at school. Like I didn't have that. I just had people that I was cool with, I could hang out with, but we weren't the best of friends type of thing. So I was open to it, but I'm not gonna lie, like a part of me, and I'm the type of person where I don't trust people. Like I really don't trust anybody. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt before they give me reason to trust them, but I always got my guard up. Like, and I feel like I've just been, that's just how I've been raised, like to just be like that. And so when this girl came to me through Instagram and she's like, hey, like I found you through YouTube and I want to be friends, it was like, okay, like that's cool, but I have to also factor in, you found me through social media, and that's your main lead as to wanting to be my friend. It's not like, oh, we happen to be in the library at the same time and you said I want to be, or let's hang out, whatever, like a casual, natural thing. This girl found me from YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that, and that is what she led with when asking to be cool with me. So I didn't really judge it by that, but I definitely had to keep it back in my mind. I do think that me being on social media, not to say that I have some big old following and I'm just some big, like that's not my point, but when you are someone who does have, you know, a little bit of a following or whatever, you have to be careful when people are coming to you saying they want to be your friend, because you want to be my friend based off my Instagram pictures, based off of me being pretty, or based off of you seeing me on a YouTube video. You don't know me, you know what I mean? So it was a little weird when it started. That's why I was kind of on edge about it. To make a long story short, because like I said, I can't make a whole separate story time on this girl. Like she was crazy. Like to make a long story short, I did give her the benefit of the doubt. I brought her around. Me and her, we started being cool. I brought her around the few friends that I did still have from the prior school year, and she basically just tried to get close to all of them and kind of kicked me out. Like that's literally the vibe I got from it. People that I was cool with, that I introduced her to, now me and them are falling out because she was like she was like one of those crazy girls from a Lifetime movie, like that crazy best friend or that crazy friend that comes to a friend group and tries to like make everybody turn against you. Like that's literally what she was doing, and it worked. So basically right after my birthday is September 5th, right after my birthday is when things went left, and I literally did not talk to anybody for a whole month. Like the whole month of September, I didn't have any friends. Like when I tell y'all, I went to my classes, I went to my job, I came back to my dorm, and I went to sleep and I did my work. Like I didn't have any social life. I didn't socialize with anybody. I literally did not have any friends. I was like a loner. Like literally I was on that campus alone. And I say all that to say, you just have to be careful about who you invite into your personal space. Everybody is not meant to be your friend. Like even though y'all go to the same school, y'all got the same major, y'all might even be from the same city, but just because of all those commonality things that y'all share does not mean that you guys are meant to be friends. Everybody is not your friend, okay? Let's just get that out the way first and foremost. And I had to realize that the hard way. I'm a very loving, a very giving, and a very like open person. I am always open and I'm a really nice person, but at the same time I've had people take that for granted and they kind of walk over me in a sense with that, and that's something I'm trying to work on. Like I said, that girl was crazy. Like when I tell y'all, I went to her room and she was like, oh yeah, I bought this skirt that I saw you wear on your Instagram picture story from 2019. We're in 2021 at the time. So it was just little stuff like that. Or whenever I would introduce her to my friends, like she'd be like, oh look, those are the dudes from the YouTube video, and like stuff like that. Like just weird, you know. Then come around October, I did have one girl, her name is Amina. She's one of my best friends now, but I did have one girl that I was cool with on Instagram, that we knew we went to the same school, but she wasn't on campus the freshman year. So she would kind of like talk about my story sometimes and vice versa, like, you know, just like, oh hey, we should hang out sometime, blah blah whatever. And eventually we did, and she ended up introducing me to my other two friends, close friends that I have now, Lauren, Big Lauren and Little Lauren. Y'all have seen them in videos if you watch my videos. And it's funny now because like we're literally like a whole friend group now, and I literally love them to death. They're like my sisters, like for real, my college sisters, like dead ass. Like those are my girls. So they're gonna come sometimes in your college experience where you are gonna have those moments where you have to vibe by yourself for a minute, and that's perfectly fine. Like that is necessary in growth. I do want to kind of now get into some of like the advice that I would give based on the experiences that I did go through. One thing some people were asking me about is about like finding friends when getting to school. I kind of touched on this in my freshman year experience video, but I will be honest, like when I first got to school my freshman year, I was very bold. Like I was like going up to people, just saying hi to them, being like, hey, we're gonna be friends now. Like I had a lot of confidence. I mean, I still have confidence, but not that much. Like I don't know what I was on at 18, and in 2020, but I was on that. Like I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a family. Like I was really like that. I was the one who orchestrated all the hangouts amongst everybody. Like I was friends with so many different people that I would bring everybody together. And like y'all seen in my YouTube videos, like just doing the YouTube videos with the dudes, like the guys answer questions that guys want to, or guys answer questions that guys want to know, and like the stuff like that. Like I feel like I was kind of the basis of like how a lot of people got together. Not saying that like I'm the reason why they friends now, but you know what I mean. Like I feel like I will say I do feel like I kind of did some of that. So as far as finding friends, just let them come to you on a natural feeling, and you just know when someone has ill intentions with you and when they don't. Like trust your intuition and trust your gut. Like I really am firm on that. And I feel like in the past, like what I would tell myself freshman year Zaria versus sophomore year Zaria is just be careful. You know, like I said, everybody is not your friend. You don't have to, don't let the need for having friends and being accepted outweigh like your whole experience. Like don't let that be your everything, because for one, you're not even there for that. Like you're there to get that degree and get up out of there, but you want to have connection on the way as well. But I do think I kind of put too much pressure on it when I first got to school. And one thing about me, y'all, like I'm gonna tell y'all and be real with y'all right now, like I'm the type of person where I'm not, like I'm really loving, I'm very giving, I'm very this and the third, but I am not to be played with. When I feel like someone is playing with me, they're disrespecting me, they are wasting my time, etc., you have to leave out of my life. Like it's just that simple. Because the old me, when I was younger, like in high school, I was very like I was too nice. I let people walk over me, I let people use me, like I did all of that. And so once I realized that I don't deserve that, now when I come across people and I feel like they are trying to play with my character, I cut them off immediately. So to some people it seems like I'm always falling out with people, but I just know my worth, and I'm not gonna stand down for nothing, and my feelings be valid in everything that I say, and I mean what I say, and I'm not gonna take it back. And I feel like that's just what it is. People can't accept that. Some people cannot fathom the fact that everybody's not gonna deal with their bullshit. Like that's just the reality of what it is. So as far as finding friends, just let them come to you. Let it be natural. Go out, go to the dining hall and eat, go to the library, whatever. Like let it be natural. Let it be a natural thing. When you're in class and you feel like you're sitting next to somebody, talk to them, get their Instagram, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like a lot of people in college are all trying to do the same thing. We're all just here trying to have friends and trying to have a good ass time, like literally. So you're not the only one, and you don't have to feel like alone about that. I talked about the fake friends thing, but fake friends is definitely a thing that I experienced throughout my college experience so far. And honestly, the best way to navigate that is to just, you know, if you can, when you see fakeness the first time, believe it. Because I know sometimes it's like, no, I don't want to believe that. Like I don't want to believe that my girl is doing this to me, but no, your girl be doing that to you. So when you can tell that someone's being fake to you, or they don't have like real and true intentions with you, walk away. You know what I mean? And if it might leave you not having no friends or whatever, I'd rather have nobody than have a whole bunch of fake people in my life, or have people in my life that don't care about me for real, or that are secretly have animosity towards me, or that are secretly waiting on my downfall, or whatever the case may be. Like I would rather die alone than deal with that. And I feel like that's how everybody needs to be, but that's a certain level of like self-worth you need to have for yourself, because friends are not everything, and real friends are out there. And I can tell that with the friends that I have now. Like I was like, I don't know if I'll have any friends leaving this school. I don't know if I'm gonna really find my people, and I have, and it will happen, and it can. So just keep faith, just hold on. I know friends are a really big topic that I'm talking like a really long period of time about, because it is like I feel like that's one of the biggest thing about college, is just making friends, making connections, meeting people, how to go about it, how to tell who's real and who's not. And honestly, you're never gonna know until you get there. There's no way to look at somebody and say, oh yeah, this girl about to play me, or oh, this boy is gonna be whatever towards me. There's no way until it happens. And when it happens, just take it like it is, you know, take it to the chin. Even feel sad about it in the moment, because your feelings are valid, but then remember who you are, get up, and let's go. We got things to do. So yeah, last thing I kind of want to end on with the whole friends thing and just meeting people is, it is so important to make connections while you were in college. Like that is the main thing. Why, like if you're not there, like especially in a major like I am in, I'm in the fashion industry. That's what I'm going into. So it's like that industry, it's not about what you know, it's literally about who you know. Like to be honest, I don't need a degree to go into the fashion industry, but if I know the right person, I'm gonna get to the top. So you have to network, you have to go outside your comfort zone, you have to go to different events, you know, maybe even by yourself. You're gonna leave there with a friend or with an acquaintance. And again, everybody want to be your friend, but you do want to be able to have connection with people where it's like, okay, I didn't leave this school and I'm literally leaving with nothing. You know what I mean? I'm leaving, I don't have any connection with anybody outside now that I'm in the real world. Because again, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Make connections, try to leave the best impression on people that you can. Even when things go left, if you can, try to fix it. Make sure your name is always in a clear, you know, you never want to have any bad blood on your name or anything like that. Just be a real person. Like that's honestly all I can say. Be real about your intentions, and don't settle. Just, y'all gonna be okay. Like honestly, if you're any like like incoming freshmen watching this video, like you will be okay. Like you will find your people, you will find your way, but definitely make connections, definitely go outside your comfort zone and talk to people. Go to different organizations and events and that are surrounded by people that you want to be in the real world with, like in your industry or whatever, that's your career path you're going into. You never know, you knowing that one person from that math class that sat in the corner 10 years from now, you never know what they can do for you or how they can be there for you or vice versa. So it's just a good thing to make connections, for real. People that want to sit in their room the whole time that they're at school or never do anything, like them people, I'm not gonna lie, they irritate me, because I don't understand what you're there for. Like, not to say you have to be there and be at college for that, but like that's a really big part of school. If you were gonna just want to come to school to stay in your dorm all day and not meet anybody besides your 1 or 2 friends, and you could have stayed at home, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to be there if you're not gonna take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you. Definitely take advantage of what you have, your resources, the people that are around you, and I'm telling y'all, don't sit in that room all day, because you will be bored and you will leave college with nothing, like literally. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the workload. I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about this. We always talk about like relationships, friendships. We're gonna get into that too, but like I want to talk about the real. I have touched on this again in my last video like this, but I will say, like I said, I am a fashion merchandising major with the minor in PR. So my workload is a little bit different than somebody in nursing. It's a little bit different than somebody that's in the dentist, going into dentistry, or that is going into business, or that is going into aeronautic. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like what I'm doing, everybody is at school for different things. So I will say that everybody's workload is going to be different. Like, I cannot relate to a doctor, someone going into school for to be a doctor or be a nurse. I can't relate to them. I'm not gonna cry about my struggles in front of them, because they are going through it a lot worse, you know what I mean? So it really just kind of depends. But for me personally, just speaking on what I'm in school for, the worst thing for me was my core classes. The Kent core classes, they be beating my butt, for real. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm gonna be really blunt and upfront. Like, my freshman year, I took stats and I failed. Yes, I failed out of my stats class. That was the only class that I failed, thank God, but I did fail out of it. I think it was really hard for me to, I'm already not good at math, I'll be honest. I've never been good at math. In high school, I was never good at it. It's just really not my strong suit. Now, if you need an essay typed in 30 minutes, a 3-page, I got you though. But when it comes to math and science, those are not really my strong suits. So coming in, I knew I was gonna have a little bit of a hard time with it my freshman year, and on top of that, you know, it was online because of COVID. So I'm learning how to do stats and how to do math on a computer. Like, that is like the worst thing for someone who's already not good at it in general. So I feel like I had great reasoning as to why I failed that class, because now I took it again this past semester and I passed with an 85. Went from getting a 50 something to an 85. Okay, come on, God, because God was on my side with that one. I took some really good notes this time, but I think it was just about the environment. Like, this time when I took it the second go round, I was in the actual class. The teacher that I had, or the professor I had, was really like, she was really hands-on, really helpful, really, she was just really, she was there. Like, I really have so much love for her. Like, she not watching this video, but if she was, like, Chelsea girl, you was my girl, because she got me through stats my second time go around. I want to say to anyone that maybe have failed a class or whatever the case is, like, that it's not the end of the world. Like, you know, do not beat yourself about it. People do it all the time, even if they're not talking about it. I'm gonna talk about it because I don't mind sharing like hardships that I've been through, because again, like, I came back from it. I passed my class the second time with a B, and I'm good now. You know, I'm on the right track. But yeah, I went through something. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, so things happen. And if you are in a position where you end up failing a class or something like that, or you don't do as well as you wanted to or expected to in a course, like, do not beat yourself up about it. It is okay, you know what I mean? There's always you have time to get it up and to get to a better standing than where you are. But just don't feel like you're a bad person or you're a bad student or you're a failure, because you're not. Like, it happens, especially if the circumstances are like how mine was. Like, literally, y'all, I was learning how to do math on a computer. Like, that sounds like that. I can't do that. Like, I just couldn't do it. I won't do it anymore. Like, but COVID made that the thing where I had to. So it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, I did fail one of my classes in college. I should not be failing any more of them, but that was a Kent core class. And like my actual major class, like any of my fashion classes, I do really well in. I get all A's or B's in them. I've enjoyed all of my fashion courses that I've had this year. Your freshman year, you're gonna do a lot of your freshman and sophomore year, you're gonna do a lot more of the core classes. I think that goes for any college. And then like more towards your junior and senior years, when you're going to focus on your actual career path and like your actual like major classes. So like this semester, I have nothing but major classes, all fashion and then PR. I think I might have like one science course that's a Kent core, but besides that, like, I'm all fashion, I'm all PR. So it gets fun. But the first 2 years, it's a little rocky because you have to do all the science, the math, the this, that. One good thing that I'm so happy that I did in high school is I took my college English class while I was a junior in high school. So that way when I came to college, I don't have to take English because I took it already as a junior in high school. So if you're also in high school and you have the opportunity to do classes like that, like AP classes, that whatever the case is, mine was called like college credit plus classes or whatever, you take college classes or college courses in high school, do it. Like, it'll save you so much money for one. It'll save you so much money if your school offers it, and on top of that, like, you don't have to worry about it once you get to college. When everyone else is like, oh my gosh, I got a paper due at 11, like, girl, you chilling because you ain't got a paper due. Like, you good, you know, you did that back when you was 17, 16, whatever. So I think one of my biggest things is trying to manage what I'm doing. So one thing I would do every week is every Sunday night I would write in my planner like what assignments I had due at the end of the week, every single Sunday night. Like, I might miss it sometimes, but for the most part every Sunday or Monday morning, and that just kept me on track. I'm a very like organizational person. I feel like when my life is like structured and it's laid and written out, I can do better with it. My biggest recommendation as well is having a planner. Like, it may sound childish, it may sound real high school or whatever, but having a planner, y'all, I'm telling you, it will save you in college, for real. Because like, you might think, oh no, I remember, I'll keep it in the middle note of my head or whatever, and then it come Wednesday or Friday night and you had a paper due or you had an assignment you forgot about because they talked about it 2 weeks ago and never because they don't reiterate it. Like, it's not like how in high school where they're like, okay y'all, we have this due tomorrow, we have this due tomorrow, we keep reminding you. In college, they don't care. They're gonna say it one time and that's gonna be it. Like, if you'll get lucky if you get a professor that does reiterate it, but for the most part they're gonna state it once, maybe one more time, but after that, never again. It's gonna be up to you to remember when your stuff is due, stay on top of it, to remember, you know, okay, I have this due, I gotta plan out some time to set aside to do this, no matter what else you got going on in your life, whether you work, whether you're doing like you're an influencer or whatever. Like, you have to, nobody cares, you know, they don't care. So you have to figure out how to navigate it and how to balance everything. Balance is so important. And that's another question I kind of got asked on my TikTok. Actually, a lot of people were asking me, well, how do I balance school? Because if y'all don't know, I do school, I'm a full-time student, I work a job, I do influencing like YouTube, TikTok, stuff like that. I'm also getting the process of modeling and doing that type of stuff. So I just wrote a book, which I haven't even talked about that book on my YouTube channel yet officially, because that's gonna be for another video, but I just wrote a book as well. So I have a lot of things that I am doing, and I also have friends that I want to tend to and family and this, that, and the third. So it does get hard trying to balance everything, but my biggest thing is just trying to have a schedule. Schedules can help so much, and I'm not perfect. Like, that's why I'm so late behind on posting videos. Like, I literally get sidetracked. I'm not even in school right now, but life happens, you know. You have to just be able to find a way to balance it somehow, some way, you know. Have priorities. If you know you want to go to a party this Friday night, get that work done by Thursday night. That way you don't even have to stress about it on Friday. You can worry about your outfit, what you gonna wear, how you gonna get there, whatever. Don't wait till the last minute. That's probably the biggest thing. Do not wait till the last minute. I don't care if it's an online course, if it's a test that's like, if you can do it early, just get it out the way, because it'll feel so much better knowing that you got your assignment done. You don't have to worry about it, opposed to you waiting till the last minute and now like you're scrambling. Now you're emailing the professor the night of, like, hey, I'm so sorry, I forgot. I know you locked it at 12 o'clock, but can you open it again? Because they're gonna say no. What they're gonna say now. A lot different from high school, and I hate kind of how high school formats us, because they like, in high school everyone's like, oh, like, you get another attempt to take your test, you get another attempt to do this. They don't give you another attempt. You fail a test, you fail the test. You don't get a second try, you don't get a makeup test. Like, you'll be very, very lucky if you do have a professor who is trying to work with you, but for the most part they get paid regardless, so they don't care. So you just really, you gotta stay on your stuff, y'all. Like, for real. I need my water, y'all, for real, because I've been talking for a long time. But another thing I put on here was kind of like taking time for yourself, having a rest day. My rest day for school was always on Sundays. Sundays, I don't know if it's like a black thing, but Sundays in my household, we don't do nothing on Sundays. Like, Sundays is a day to just relax, take, you know, get your laundry together, get your weeks, get planned out for your week. Like, that's how my mom like raised me. So when it comes to Sundays, I'm not going to no party, I'm not going out. Like, I might go with my friends, like, to go watch a movie or something like that in their dorm, but I'm not doing anything big on a Sunday. Like, never. To end off the kind of like balancing everything, I just want to say, like, it's good to have a reset day. For me personally, like I said, it was Sunday. Every Sunday I kind of just like got my mind right. I just relaxed, watched whatever show I wanted to watch. Euphoria was on during that time, so I was just doing that. Honestly, just get my mind right and just like relaxing before I have to start my week again. So that's really, really important, and I hope that everyone would do that. Just kind of have that day to get yourself together, because school can be a lot. It is a lot going on. Well, you know, when you're at school, when you're at college and there's no adults, you're not, especially coming as a freshman, you're used to being at home and listening to somebody. Now you're on your own, so your life is literally structured the way that you choose to do it. So get a game plan, have it, stick to it, live by it, and everything will work out. So now we're gonna move on to ending off the video, not like ending it, but now we're gonna move into like the gory stuff. I know that y'all came to see the parties, the boys, the relationships, you know, all that good stuff. We're gonna get into that now. So my experience this year as far as dating goes, if I could use one word to describe it, I would just say interesting. Like, it was just very interesting. I had kind of told myself for a long time that I needed to take a break from dating because it's kind of been like the same stuff with different people, and I would always say I'm gonna do it, but then when I have an opportunity to do it, like I wasn't talking to anybody, I would just do it again. Like, I would talk to people again. Since I've started dating at 16 years old, like when I had my first, no, I think my first boyfriend was at 15. I've been dating ever since I was 15. Like, literally, if I didn't have a boyfriend or I wasn't talking to somebody, I was just back to back boys. And I knew I needed to have a break because it's important to have a break and like regroup with myself, but I just never did it. I made a book about cleanse, basically, and if you've been following me on my Instagram or my TikTok, y'all already know about this, but I haven't spoke about it on my YouTube channel yet because I'm trying to wait until I'm just trying to plan out how I want to do it. But yes, I did make a book. It'll be on Amazon very soon. I have a link to it, like the ebook, in my description box below. But like I said, I am going to talk more about that in a separate video because that deserves a whole video on its own. November through February, I spent the months focusing on myself. When I say focusing on myself, I meant focusing on myself, y'all. Like, I was still connected with my friends, stuff like that, and I was still doing stuff, but I didn't date anybody. I really just focused on me. So and like that lasted all the way up until I left school this past year. Like, even my second semester, when the cleanse was over, I did try to like kind of get back out there, but it just never really felt right, and I always was just like, nah, I want to be alone. Like, I just love my peace and my alone time too much. So I don't really have much to say about dating for my sophomore year because I didn't really do a lot of it because I got tired of it. I'm just, boys in college and boys in general at this age, they're just really immature, and it's really hard to come by guys that are like on the same wavelength as you. They're equally yoked as you. They want the same things as you, and they know how to communicate. Like, that's just like a really hard thing to ask for, I guess, in college. So I'm gonna be honest, you know, if you are coming in as a freshman or if you're a sophomore, don't put too much pressure on boys or a girl or being whatever you whoever you like, you know, whoever you love. Don't put too much pressure on that because it'll come or it won't. Like, the whole fantasy of coming to college and meeting your soulmate is probably not gonna happen. If it does, I love that. Invite me to the wedding, but it's just really not realistic because guys at this age, they want to date. They want to date anybody who moves. So, and that's okay, you know, that's their business, but that is not who I am. That's just not what I stand for. And so I've had to make that executive decision to say, you know what, Zaria, it's either you're gonna keep dating these boys that's gonna never get nowhere because they are childish, or you can just stop doing it all alone and just enjoy life and be in the moment with yourself and have fun, basically. So that's what I've been doing, and that's what I did my sophomore year. So there's that. These boys, they're gonna always be there. They're not going nowhere. Like, focus on school, like, for real, y'all. I'm not even trying to say that like, oh, like, you know, fuck no, but like, focus on school, like, have fun. And I have my fun. Don't get it twisted. I have my fun, and you know, you're at college, you're supposed to be there, have fun, you know, meet people, different people, date people, different people, whatever the case is. But just know, if you're a lover girl like I am, and you know you want a relationship, I ain't gonna lie to you, you're probably not gonna get it from these guys at school because they don't even want that. Like, some of them do, and if you come across those ones, hold them tight, girl, or guy. But you know, a lot of them, they don't want that. So it is what it is, you know. Honestly, I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm not gonna stress about it. Like, you know, my husband, he out there, I don't know where he at, but he's out there somewhere, and I'm gonna come across him one day. And when I do, it's gonna be the right time and the right place because God gonna handpick him for me, and I'm not gonna have to worry or stress or feel like I'm, you know, not appreciated or feel like I have to be okay with stuff I'm not okay with. Like, it's gonna all feel right. So I feel like in general in life, like relationships, put that in the back of your mind. Focus on what you're doing, focus on school, focus on your hobbies or whatever the case is. And if that man or that girl gonna come, they gonna come, okay? They gonna come regardless, no matter where you at or what you're doing. And if it's the right one, it's gonna work out. So don't even stress it. You are young, and I've had to realize that too. Like, I am really young. I'm 19 years old. Like, literally, I have the rest of my life to find love and to do all of that. So it's like, to think that you're gonna be with the person you met at 15 forever is just like, it can happen, and I've seen it happen, but it's not very common and it's not very realistic. And I just want people to understand that that doesn't have to be everything. Like, it's okay to outgrow people, friends or relationships, family, you know, that's a part of life. You may have thought, this is my person, we're gonna be together forever, and then you go into a new chapter of your life where, like, for example, for college, and now y'all not on the same page anymore, or the vibe just isn't the same, and that is 100% okay. Like, my advice to anyone coming into college in a relationship, I would just say, you know, communicate as much as you can and make it known what y'all want to do, what y'all are okay with, what y'all are not okay with. Make time for each other if you can, you know, especially if y'all go to different schools, you know. But I wouldn't put too much pressure on it. I would let whatever flow, and whatever doesn't. I'm really big on, if it's not working, it's not working. I'm not gonna force something that's just not flowing, whether that is for friendships, relationships, or a hobby. Like, if it's just not working, it's not working. If I'm giving it my all and it's just not working, it's just not meant to work. Like, that's just how I personally go about living my life. Everybody's different, so I'm just not interested in forcing something that doesn't want to move. You know what I mean? I don't know, that's me though. The boys at school though, in general, like it just depends. Like at my school personally, there's no guys at my school that I'm remotely attracted to or remotely want to date or talk to at all. Any guy that I've talked to, they didn't go to my school. So I don't know, again, different strokes for different folks. Like last year I did, but like this year they all corny for real, to be honest. So I just be in my own lane. Like I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, you know, just gotta stay true to yourself. If you got morals and you got boundaries with stuff, if you iterate that, like you really will be okay. And don't let nobody persuade you or make you feel like you have to change your standards or change your boundaries for them. Like you do not, stick to what you say. And I'm telling you, your worth is gonna be so, your price gonna go up so much more when you know who you are. You not gonna settle for less and you stick to it. You like $1 billion, girl. And the last thing we're gonna talk about is partying. One thing I want to say is be careful, okay? When you're going out and you're partying, just be careful. Make sure you're going out with a friend. I had a really bad experience my freshman year where I went out and I was not in the best state and I didn't have people. I had fake people. Asher. But just know when you go to party, just be careful. Know your limits if you're going to be involved in activities, and y'all know what I'm talking about, you know, all that type of stuff. Like just know your limits, know what is okay and what is not appropriate to do going out and being out, you know. You just got to be careful. That's really all I can say. And go out with people who you can trust, who you know if I get really messed up, this girl got me or this dude got me. Like it's not going to be one of those, my friend left me at a party. Like we don't need that. So just be careful. Please be careful. Make really good decisions like a real adult and be like, you know what, I have to, you know, take care of myself. I gotta be careful. Like I can't just be out here looking crazy. Like just, if you know, you know, okay? I didn't really go to that many parties my fall semester for this year. I think I maybe went to maybe like 2. I went to like a lot of kickbacks. My friends who had apartments, we would throw kickbacks, you know. I like more intimate stuff like that where I can like be with my friends and we just have a good time. But like I said, I do like to turn up. I do like to go out sometimes as well. But again, you just kind of have to, it just depends on the vibe. It depends on the night. Every night can be different. Sometimes I go out and I have an amazing time. I'm like, yeah, that was the one. Sometimes I'm out, I'm like, why am I even here? Like, why am I even at this party right now? So it just depends. I go out, but I don't go out for it. Like I'm a homebody, but when I do go out, I have my fun. I also want to briefly talk about like the dorms and like living really quickly, because I do feel like that's really important as a sophomore, because most times as a sophomore I feel like everybody at that point is like, okay, I'm getting an apartment, either as a sophomore or as a junior. So I'm gonna tell you my experience with housing this year and then my decisions for housing for my junior year. So my sophomore year I was in dorms again. I knew I wanted to be in dorms again for my sophomore year because I feel like my freshman year didn't really count as a freshman year because of COVID. Like I was in the dorm and stuff, but there really wasn't anybody on campus for real, so it was like I didn't really get the full experience of dorm life, I felt like. So that's why I really knew I wanted to be back in dorms this year. This year, I'm not gonna lie, my dorm was not as nice as it was my freshman year. Okay, my freshman year I had a whole big room for 2 people just for myself. I had double furniture, double beds, like double closets, y'all, which I needed that because I have so many clothes. But I had double space for myself and it was the best thing ever. But this year I wasn't able to have that, and I mean I could have like paid like an extra $3,000 for that, but I'm not doing that. So I didn't, and I was in dorms that are kind of more like, they're kind of like apartment style, but they're not. Like basically like I have a suite mate. I had my 2 rooms. So my room was on one side, my suite mate room was on the other side. We shared a common space which could have been turned into like a little like a living room in a sense. Like you can get like a little futon to go in there. People make it look really nice. We didn't do that, and I kind of wish we did, but like we and her, we were cool, but we weren't like the closest, so it really didn't really make sense for us to. And I was always leaving my room anyway to go to my friend's dorm, but like this upcoming year I'm definitely gonna do that, and I'm gonna tell you that in a second. And then we had a bathroom that we shared with 2 other people on the other side. So like I said, I was okay with it. Like it wasn't the best compared to my freshman year. I just knew I wanted to have my own room, and I had my own room, but it was just smaller than what I had before. And that was the only like the big thing. But after a while I got adjusted to it, and it became very comfy. I'm really big on just kind of adjusting to whatever environment I'm in. That's just kind of how I've adapted in life, and I feel like that's how I make the best out of my life, is just by adapting and just being okay with what is and not complaining. So you know, some people it's like, oh no, I could never, I mean, it's college. Like everybody has these high expectations about coming to school. Like, you're gonna be like in a 5-star hotel looking room. Like no girl, you're gonna be in a box and you're gonna be okay with it, or you can go stay at home. Like that's just what, or pay an extra $5,000 to have a big old room by yourself. Like it's whatever you want to do. But it's, people have this big connotation over like dorms and dorm life, and it's like you can't come into school thinking you're about to be at the fucking Marriott. Like, I don't know what people be thinking. I just don't know. But I hear some people that are like, oh, the dorm life, I just couldn't get with it, I just couldn't this, I just couldn't that. Like, y'all do understand this is college. Like, this is, but that's just me. Like I said, I'm really easily able to adapt. I find a way somehow, some way, because that's how I've had to get through life. So I find a way. Okay, I'm making it sound like I had a really tough upbringing. I did not, but I have been through some things that have made me, you know, be the way that I am today. So this year, like I said, it was pretty cool. My only issues that I had with the dorms this year was the 2 other girls on the other side of me. We just never really communicated, and they were kind of nasty. So I had to always tell them, like, hey, I need y'all to clean the toilet, I need y'all to clean the shower out when you're done, I need y'all to clean the sink or get the hair off the floor. Like, little stuff like that really bothered me. And see, like, when I lived in my dorms last year, I had shared a communal bathroom with the whole floor, and which was bad, but we had people who came to clean them every other day, opposed to now when I stay in a suite style dorm, when I have a kind of like my own bathroom, but I only share with 3 other people, but we don't have someone to come in to clean it. It's up to us to clean it. And if someone doesn't clean it behind themselves, it's gonna just be dirty, and it's just this whole big old thing. So everything else I pretty much enjoyed. Like, I loved my little space. I got to a point where I started to like it, I started to love it, and it became my little home, my little baby home. So that was that. Like I said, I do know a lot of people around this time, they are looking to get into apartments. So I want everybody to listen to me, and listen to me very closely. Just because you can does not mean that you should. And that goes for literally everything. But we're going to talk about apartments right now. Just because you have the ability and maybe the money to get an apartment with your financial aid or whatever the case is, does not mean that you are ready to move out. And I feel like people are so, in college, they're so quick to jump into getting an apartment, getting this, getting that, and it's like, you not even ready. And I'm saying this because I've watched people that I know that have apartments, and it's just not even me trying to judge, but it's like they just didn't make the best decisions. And that's one thing about myself. Like, I am never gonna try to mess myself up. Like, if I have the ability to prohibit myself from being stressed out or from being whatever, I'm going to do that. When I move out of my mother's house, I am moving out and I'm not coming back. So that is, and I'm moving out the state. So because of that, I'm not in a rush to get into an apartment. Like, my goal for my junior year, I did want to get into an apartment, because I'm like, okay, I'm a junior now, I'm about to be 20. Like, the dorm life is cool, but I would prefer to have more space and have more, you know, that type of thing. And it's like kind of the same amount of money that I'm paying to stay in a dorm to stay in an apartment. But I kind of had an encounter with like having a roommate and stuff, and it got to a point where I didn't have an option for a roommate, because all my friends had either chosen someone else, or it just was drama, or whatever the case was. I know myself, if I was to move out into an apartment right now, I'm gonna want to I'm gonna want to go all out, to stay there for a couple months and then have to come back home over the summer. That don't make sense to me, but that's just me personally. So do whatever works for you, do whatever is best for you, but don't stress yourself out. Do not move out and get an apartment just because your financial aid is going to award you the money to do so, or whatever the case is, and then you don't have no food, you're not eating because you're not responsible enough to make sure that you're eating food because you're on your own, or you're not cleaning up. Like, just make decisions that are best for you, and make smart ones at that. Okay, that's really all I'm gonna say when it comes to housing and stuff like that. When you get into this point now where now you can move out of the dorms and now you are able to have your own apartment, just make good decisions. Don't let nobody down you for staying in the dorms or whatever the case is. If it works for you, it works for you. It's no way you can try to down me or clown me for doing something that I know works for me, because I'm not gonna be stressed out. I'm not gonna be worried about them paying them bills. I'm not gonna be worrying about whatever the case is. Like, I'm gonna be okay. I might be in my small little confinement, but guess what? I'm gonna be okay. So that's just me personally. And I want to give some advice, or I want to give my insight to those that are also about to go through the same process. I feel like I've covered pretty much everything. I'm really excited for this, my junior year. You know, it's crazy. I feel like I was sitting in this exact same spot filming my freshman year, like, first video, like, moving in vlog and everything, and now I'm about to be a junior. It literally is mind-blowing, but I've kind of realized I have to just stop thinking about it like that and just go through it, because, like, it's coming no matter what. Like, the motions, I have to just go through them. I'm gonna be graduating next year. Next school year, not next year. So it's crazy, you know. College really does fly by, and y'all are witness to it, because y'all have watched my freshman, my sophomore, and now I'm about to be my junior year. So if you're coming into college, this is your second year of college, just enjoy it, just have fun, you know, make good decisions, make the best out of it. Like, you don't want to look back and say, dang, I wish I would have did this, I wish I would have did that. Like, really do it now, do as much as you can, make mistakes, laugh, cry, fall, get back up. Like, literally do all of it, because it's gonna be so worth it to say, like, you know what, I may have had my ups and downs in college, but I went went through it and it made me to be a better person, made me to be the person that I am today. Like, just really go through the motions. So that's my biggest piece of advice. You know, just live your life. YOLO. Literally, when you get to college, your mindset will be so much on a YOLO type of thing. You're gonna be like, dang, do I care about my life for real? YOLO. Like, you only live once for real. I'm not gonna die knowing that I didn't do anything. I'm gonna die knowing I took risks, I did spontaneous stuff, and I had fun while I was here. So that is all that I have for this video, y'all. If y'all can't tell, I was starting to get a little sleepy. I'm not gonna lie. I've been at work today for like 7 hours, and I literally came home and then I got presentable to make this video. So I'm a little tired, but I hope that you guys with this video, if you did, give it a big thumbs up. If y'all have any more questions about this Kent State University in its own, or about college on its own, or just anything, feel free to comment them down below. If you don't feel comfortable commenting it, oh my gosh, I can't talk. You guys can DM me on Instagram. It's Zhari_Elizabeth. I'm pretty sure there's some things I missed because there's so much to talk about, but again, if y'all have further questions, I'll be free to answer those in another video, or like just responding to you in a comment or a DM or whatever the case is. So that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see y'all in another video. Your girl has officially logged out of her sophomore year, and we are about to enter junior season, and I'm really excited to take y'all along with me. If you're new to my channel, definitely subscribe so you can see more of my college videos, because we got more of them coming. They are never gonna stop until I graduate, and then we're gonna figure out how to do life, but we gonna do that when we get there. I love vlogging my experience and just kind of going through everything with y'all. So yeah, I appreciate y'all so much, and I will see you guys next time in a new video. Bye. Mwah. Bye.